Rich, Mitch and Scott are already here. Hello fellas. So Rich Mitch says sensational and unexpected live. Late live. Lovely. And Scott says, hey Claire, hey Rich, hey. Nice to see you both here waiting for me. Very, very kind of you. And yeah, it's just probably a fairly quick one, who knows. It's a squash. I think it's black, not blackcurrant. I don't know, it's like red fruits. Quite weak squash. Let me know what you're consuming right now. Chat disconnected. I don't know if you're having a problem. Mine says chat disconnected, so successfully connected. I don't know if that's just me or if that's for everyone, but hopefully we are all good. If you are here and watching, do say hi. Do actually, Rich or Scott, can you put something in the chat so I can tell if it's working? Because at the moment, I'm not entirely sure if the chat is actually online and working properly. Let me know. And in the meantime, yes, something. Thank you, Scott. Scott says something. Thank you, Scott. Okay, so it looks like it's good. Yes, so just a bit of an impromptu one. I can see my chat on my phone. So Lizzie Bean is here. Hey, Lizzie Bean, and Among the Stars is here as well. Hello, nice to see you. Yeah, just a quick one tonight. We just recently, I've sort of started putting music back on. I still love it, and I guess with everything on, and before you know it, I'm singing and dancing along, and I've just been doing that again and no one's watching. Yeah, you wouldn't want. So yeah, that's kind of put me in a really good mood this evening. I've got my squash, and today, well, actually I've seen a couple of friends lately as well, which is really nice. I saw my friend Rav today. I'm not seeing Sam tonight because he is getting up ridiculously early for so hey Heather's here. Eating or drinking, if you're eating or drinking. What are you wearing? So I'm wearing, well actually, so today I wore my Insolence, the first time in ages, and you know how I love Guerlain my Insolence. So that perfume, and then that on top on my left arm, and then on my right arm, what did I have on my right arm? I've forgotten. So anyhow, what I just brought Honey Amber to show you. So I've had this bottle for only about a month, if that, and that's what I've done to it. So that shows you how much I love it. It's just beauty in it. Some of Teone's perfumes are really grounding, or they do things to you in certain ways. What this perfume does, it's like brings beauty into my life. It doesn't require too much thought. It is just a beautiful perfume. So Honey Amber is a frangipani. I think there's orange blossom. I'm not sure if there's jasmine, and then there's this like sweetened it's not really an amber perfume, but it just has this lovely sweetness that runs through it as well. It's just beautiful and I love it. So yeah, that's what I've done to Honey Amber. But actually at the moment I'm wearing, for the evening, I've gone on with Sacred Ground, and this one, you see I've still worn a fair bit of that as well. The Sacred Ground is a much more thoughtful perfume. It's a much more evocative, and I don't know, I can't really put into words, but it's the kind of perfume you put on when you want to feel a certain kind of way, if you want to connect with the world or connect with nature or ground yourself. It feels like that. It's far too special to just throw on and hang around the house, but that's what I've done. And you know, it's not really, I don't think I'd wear this on a night out, not because I don't think it smells amazing, because I love how it smells, but it doesn't feel right. It's not a rowdy night out. It's a zen perfume. It's kind of like if I did yoga, I'd wear Sacred Ground to do yoga. It's that kind of thing. If I was going for a walk out in nature to clear my mind, I'd wear Sacred Ground. So that's how it feels. But I wanted to wear it tonight because it is just so beautiful. And kind of difficult to explain how it smells. It's got a lot of notes in it that I don't even know what they are. But to me, if I was to try and explain it in like what you might recognise from life, it's almost Coca-Cola-y, like a flat Coca-Cola, but then with like a load of different spices like ginger and nutmeg, and then a little stir in some warmed up honey, and then maybe take a big arid terracotta dried earth. You know, think Ayers Rock kind of, yeah, earth. I don't know. It's just like, it's earthy, yet it's sweet and uplifting, but keeping you very much on the ground at the same time. So it's absolutely amazing. Probably the most amazing thing in the world, really. I know. Right, let's have a look, because a few of you have commented. Quite a few of you. Right, I've got a lot of catching up to do here. Here we go. Tim's here. I'm here, but connection problems for me, Claire. Okay, I hope it's, I don't mean to be horrible. I hope it's your end and not my end. Oh, hang on. Maybe it is everyone. Lizzie says internet's not working, keeps getting stuck. Okay, hopefully it sorted itself out. I'm not Ray. Lewis is here. Hey, nice to see you. Dion's here as well. Tara's here. Hey, Tara. Time to musk up. Oh, what are we sniffing today? Hello, Claire in chat, he says. Dion says, yes, I love my insolence. I wish I could find a backup bottle. Yeah, I've got 3 bottles. I've got 2 open 50ml on the go, and then a backup 30ml in its box. So I'm good. I'm good for my insolence. But I do love it. And when I wore it today, I forgot how much I loved it, because I've just been hitting the Teone Reinthal stuff so hard that I haven't given anything much of a chance. Dion's wearing La Belle Le Parfum Intense, very nice. Heather's got buffer in as well. Time to Musk Up loves Frangipani. Oh, me too. Scott's wearing Ruby of Timur by Begim. Not heard of that one. Tony's here. I like live, just like the old days. Love it. Blimey, Claire. Are you bathing them? I do put quite a lot of the honey amber on. Sorry, itchy nose. I do wear quite a lot of the honey amber. It's not the biggest fragrance. I mean, it's fairly normal in terms of eau de parfum. It's kind of like, but it's not a massive projector. So because I love how it smells so beautiful, I do wear quite a lot of honey amber. Sacred Ground is really intense, so you don't need to wear much of it at all. Tim says, I'm using my samples of Almond Jane Levant. How are you getting on with that, Tim? And Heather says she adores Frangipani as well. And okay, I think my buffering issues seem to be over, which is good. I don't think I've got the best internet these days. I changed. I'm still with the same company. I changed the box. I had to renew my contract, change the box, and since then there has been some issues. So yes, hopefully we'll be okay. So that was what I wore today. Honey amber on my left arm, and now I'm wearing Sacred Ground. And if you haven't shared what you're wearing, do so now. And I'm going to talk about some perfumes. So I've got quite a few here. I don't know where to start. So let's start with these 3. I've talked about one of these on Instagram, and so we'll talk about that one first. And so there's a company called Hoo Ha. I think they're in the UK. I was contacted by Brooke. I know quite a few of you will know Brooke from back when she used to work with 4160 Tuesdays, and also just because she's a writer and a perfume lover. Anyway, so she works with this company called Hoo Ha, and she sent me an email and said, would I like to, could they send me an edit? And so they sent me 3 perfumes, 3 decants, and the one that I talked about already on Instagram is this one. It's Frasai's Verano Porteno, and it's just the most beautiful natural smelling jasmine, but without being, just spray a little bit in the air, but not a really heady, over the top exotic jasmine. It's more like a natural jasmine floating on the breeze, like it's catching from the flowers, floating on the breeze, and then just settling in the air around you. So it's not really heavy at all. It's very light, fresh, musky. I think there might be a touch of a citrus just lifting it up. Very, very natural smelling, and it's just beautiful. Like, I wore it for an evening, and I remember I decided to walk down to Sam's house, and I felt so pretty and chic, and it's just lovely. It's a perfect sort of spring summer fragrance. I really, really like it. So I'm really happy to have that. And I was thinking, I'm going to have to take this to Ibiza with me. However, I'm not going to Ibiza anymore. So I'm going to take it to Stoke-on-Trent instead. We decided, because everything we booked is kind of cancelable or movable, and it was all getting a bit complicated about what you have to do in terms of testing. To go to any of the green countries at the moment, you'd have to test before you go, test when you're there before you go back, test again 2 days after you get back. That was all obviously going to cost money, somewhere, I'm not entirely sure, but about £150 or so each, just for the testing. And then we'd paid over the odds for the accommodation anyway. And it was just getting a bit like, neither of us really felt like we could be arsed with it all. So we've cancelled the accommodation, and we're going to change the flights to use them to go somewhere else later on, because it just seemed a bit too, it was just too much. So and the problem is in the UK, so obviously sort of decided that we'll just stay in the UK. In the UK, all the coastal areas are very highly booked up or very, very pricey. So I did a little search on Airbnb for anywhere with a swimming pool, and we found this lovely little place. And it's an Airbnb, so we'd be staying in the house with the couple that live there, but they've got this beautiful big swimming pool, lovely garden, fields all around, a really nice local pub up the road, lots of places we can drive to fairly close by, and it just looked so nice, so we're going to go there instead. So no no Ibiza for me, just Stoke-on-Trent, but still looking forward to it. Let's have a little look-see. Okay, right, so Tim says, talking about Almond Jane, Levant, I love Levant, but mostly in the mid-opening and far dry down. I've been tossing this one up with Damask for months. Both are great. Yeah, I think if you're compelled, you're compelled. If you're slightly on the fence, then really it's a no, isn't it, really? And Heather says, put some bonbons Olay to see if I like it. Was wearing Nemet amber oil. I haven't heard of either of those. I think you might all be talking about something else. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what you're all talking about, so right, so John says it's a shame Claire Pear makes sense. So yeah, it just made sense. We'll get away in the end. We'll get there. Tony says, hey, I'm subscribed to these guys, Ryan and Lorenzo are brill. I got the Frasai, the Verano Porteno one through this month. Is a great service. Yeah, the what does Bex think of the Frasai, Tony? It's so pretty. Tim says sorry about the holiday. It's fine. It's all good. It'll all work out in the end. John says, go to Scarborough or Whitley Bay. They'll not be booked up. Okay. John says, Stoke, go to Hanley and visit the giant teapot. Oh, that sounds fun. I found there's a monkey place. I can't remember what it's called. Trentham Monkey something. So I want to go there. Rich says, can I send you some stuff to smell again? Yes, of course, Rich. Thank you. Hey, Francis. Francis is in the house. So the other two that Hoo-Ha sent me, I have tried before. I had travel sizes actually of both of them. I'm just going to spray the box because it's easier. So I've got Maya NJ's Les Fleurs, and I bought the travel spray of this quite a while ago because Marcus Marcus off of Instagram, you all know who he is. He kind of raved about Les Fleurs and he just kept on posting about Les Fleurs, and I just was so curious. So I got a travel spray of Les Fleurs, and it's this really, it's like a honeyed musky floral. And actually my travel spray is at Sam's house. Sam actually wears it. He quite likes to wear it. I think it is actually a fig fragrance, but to me it's more like a honeyed floral with like a cedar. It does dry down to ISO Super or Timber Max or something like that, which I don't dislike. It's just I tend not to go for that kind of thing anymore, if that makes sense. But it's beautiful, it really is. So that is Les Fleurs from Maya NJ. And then the other one is Maxed Out off of 4 and 60 Tuesdays. I do have a travel spray of this one as well. And I don't know if my perception has changed or if there's any batch variation, because my one, which I understood it to be the one with less cumin, still felt quite dirty, and this feels less dirty. So this, I don't know why, or if it's just because my perception's changed and maybe I don't find it as dirty as I used to, because I always used to say about Maxed Out, it's such a good scent and it is so unique. What I used to say about Maxed Out is I really like how it smells, but I feel like if I wear it out, people will think I haven't washed. And I don't think I really feel that way about this. So I don't know if that's because there's a batch variation, as I say, or just my feelings have changed about it. So Maxed Out is supposed to smell of cocktails, and it's like a wild night out, and you know, messed up sexy sheets and tobacco and leather jackets, and I think cannabis, coffee. To me, it smells sort of orangey, coconutty, a slight cognac, maybe a mojito, definitely musky, in that slightly dirty musky, not a animal musk as such. Doesn't smell like a natural deer musk or anything like that, but it is like smelling someone's scalp or a pillow that they've slept in. And it's really quite addictive. I really do enjoy Maxed Out. I don't know that it's me, which is why it doesn't get many wearings, but the smell is quite addictive. So yeah, that's Maxed Out, and that company is called Hoo-Ha, and they curate and send out it's a subscription service, and I think you choose which one you want from the curated list. It's quite a small list, and it's official. They are working with the brands that they're selling the perfumes from, so it's not an unofficial decanting site. And the sprayers are really good. I'm really impressed. So that's how they look, and the actual sprayers spray out really well. So yeah, I appreciate Hoo-Ha sending those to me, because I like them all. So that's brilliant, isn't it? Tara says, just tried Les Fleurs, love it. Tara's making tacos, need to cut up some veggies, but I'll be listening. Catch My Whiff is here. Hey, Catch My Whiff. Tony said a choice from free per month and £15. I think that's really good. £15 for one of these. I think, did you say how big they are? 10 mils. 10 mils. It's a nice solid decant. I think that's a really good service. Okay, so that was them. Let's have a little swig. Keep myself moisturised. And next up, we're going to tackle an all-natural house. So the lovely chaps, or it was Dan from Wafts from the Loft, sent me their samples of Palmares natural perfumes, which is a company based over in America. Oops, I dropped one. Company based in America. The lady's called Rachel, I think it's Rachel Binder, and she won an olfactory award for her perfume called Rasa, R-A-S-A, which is an oud. I think it's got quite a lot of oud in it. So I don't know a load about this house. I don't know too much except that it's all natural, and it's like really, really natural. So it's, you know, she's making her own tinctures. She's using the peaches from a local farm and making some sort of extraction or tincture from peaches, and all sorts of weird and wonderful stuff goes into these perfumes. And the Rasa is the one that I think, is it got it's got a fruit in it. I think it's a passion fruit. I think so. I don't know much about these, so please, you know, forgive my ignorance. I'm not going to know the notes, but I'm just going to give you an impression of them in case you're curious. So I have tried them all in some way or another. Rasa, I thought, no, it's the perfume itself is called Rasa, R-A-S-A. And so this is one, yeah, this won the award. It's got some real oud in it. And I think it's a real passion, well, it's all real passion fruit, I think. Some sort of fruit that you wouldn't normally be able to get any natural smell from. But this lady has. So fascinating stuff. Wafts from the Loft did a whole video on it. So do go and have a look at that if you're interested. And this is my my thoughts. So, oh, belch. So I think from what I remember people saying, Rasa has different ouds in it that are supposed to smell quite clean and not barnyardy or anything like that. But having just smelt it now, I do get that muck spreading scent that you get sometimes from natural oud, which I don't find offensive at all. What I find offensive for some reason is synthetic ouds. They make me feel nauseous. But whenever I've smelled anything that's got a real oud in it, it might smell dirty, it might smell like muck spreading. I don't mind that because it smells natural. It doesn't I don't know, I can't explain it. And this does give me that feeling of walking down a country lane, and in nearby fields some farmers have been muck spreading. But really not in an unpleasant way whatsoever. I don't really get a lot of the fruit. I mostly get farms. But like a nice texture. So it's a woody wood chip kind of texture, you know, not wood chip, when woods become powder, you know, what's it called? Sawdust. When wood becomes sawdust, you get that smell of sawdust. Yes, but like sawdust and muck spreading. Tim says, I love the barnyard cheese cow poo smell from real oud. Yeah, and this, to me, this really does smells like being at the farm. So, yeah, but I don't know if there's differences because they sent me a couple of samples of everything, and I wasn't sure if they were different batches. They got them from different people, and I've sent my second set off to Matt from Question Incence because I thought he might like them. They seem kind of like, I think he'd find them quite interesting. Yeah, I don't really know I can get much else from this, except it is just making me feel like I'm out in the country and I can smell like a barn with cows in. I'm not really qualified though with ouds. I don't know anything about ouds, but I did have this one on skin and it smelled cleaner on my skin. I don't remember getting this barnyardy smell from it on skin. I got more of it felt more woody, and I thought I got the fruit a little bit on the skin as well. So that's Rasa, so that's the one that won the award, and if you're into oud, I'm sure it's really interesting and worth checking out. And then, what have we got here? So this one is, there's, it doesn't say it on it, but Dan confirmed it's the one that's called, I can't remember what, but it's got a foreign name, something about love or the only one or something like that, which is I think the vanilla one. So let's pop that down here. It's kind of like, to me it smells like honey or beeswax. This one's really fruity, but it is like it's got this kind of like sour fruity smell, but it smells like literal sour fruit juice. But honey, some honey or some beeswax, something like that. Maybe even like a furniture polish type scent to it. It's got a sweetness to it, but it's not, you know, it's not an added sugar kind of sweetness. Sweet and sour, honeyed, almost like fermented fruit, acidic fruit. It's very unusual. And as Dan and Joe said in their video, these don't really feel like perfumes, more like sort of potions or you know, they feel like extractions. And this doesn't really smell so much like a perfume. It's quite nice. I don't love it. It's maybe just a tad too unusual for me to get my nose around. But I should probably look up what that is, because I haven't. I don't actually know what it's officially called. So let's just search here on Nolde. I think they are on Fragrantica, Palmares, and maybe she's only got the one on. She might only have the one on Fragrantica. Let's see. No, she's only got the one on Fragrantica. So I'm going to have to look it up. Google. No, I don't want to translate Google. Google, right. Oh, I'm having trouble now. We just want Palmares. Palmares. Stolen perfume. Wrong end. Yeah, so it's it's not changing too much. Let's see, where are the fragrances? Products, here we go. Still with me? Right then. That's that one. No, so no to O here or No to oh here, or for you my love. So this one in the English title of it is For You My Love. This is the one we're talking about. And this to me, as I say, it smells kind of like honey or beeswax, a bit fruity, a bit acidic. And the notes are, hang on a minute, passion fruit, pink pineapples, saffron, vanilla beans, plumeria blossoms, jasmine, champaca or champa, leaves salty, sweet, dried out of skin that has been well kissed. So yeah, it's quite pleasant. It's just not quite grabbing me. Let's have a little check up on your comments. Time to Musk Up says, difference from real oud to synthetic oud is insane. Once you go real wood, you never go back. Right, Shaverfon says, great news, Sebastian video dropped today on his channel, how to build a great 10 bottle niche summer fragrance collection if your limited budget of only £5,000. Okay. Tony says, I want to try pink pineapple on pizza. I had pizza today. I had gluten-free pizza out of the freezer. It was not too bad. Okay, let's smell the next one. Beulah. So it's spelled B-E-U-L-A-H, Beulah. And this one, if I can find the hole. Here we go. Right. I think I'm going to find you the notes, because these ones are really quite difficult to dissect. Beulah, here we go. So Beulah, these are organic peaches, and they're from a particular farm. Spring yellow peaches. Oh, they're all different varieties of peaches, okay. Citrus groves, honeysuckle, gardenia, rose, sunshine, afternoon rain, Indian sandalwood. The smell of summers in my grandmother's yard, adjacent to orchards and full of overgrown flowers. So to me, gosh, what is this? This is it's got this sort of like humidity, like and there is a mention of that moment when the 100-degree heat would break for a summer shower, and I can totally feel that. Like you can feel like the rain hitting the garden, and then sort of you know, that chemistry that happens, and then it rises up to your nose. Yeah. I mean, I would never, if you said to me what's in there, I'd say it smells like a fruity, floral, woody, musk, mineral, earthy. But would I ever guess the notes, the honeysuckle, the gardenia, the rose, the sandalwood, citruses, peaches? No. It's almost like what they're trying to do here is, instead of give you a perfume to wear, they're trying to almost give you a window to a particular moment in time. Just capture like a photo to that one moment all at once. And it's actually, it's quite pretty. Yeah, so you know, it does feel fruity, it does feel floral, it does feel musky, and it definitely has that humidity. It makes me think of greenhouses. You know, if you walk into a greenhouse and like the the wetness of the soil has kind of risen up, and it's all on, you got the condensation on the windows. It does give me that effect. Very interesting. I'll pop that one down over here. Next then is, let's see, what have we got here? Piano tuner. Piano tuner. So this one, I'm going to find the notes. Piano tuner. This one, it's quite an intense fragrance from memory. I can't get it out. I can't get it out. Gonna have to use my thumb for a bit. I can't get it out. It's not happening. I can't even smell it from the thing. Nope, I can't get to it. I just did that and it went flying. We'll give it a couple more goes. No, I can't get to it, I'm afraid. So that piano tuner is he's not playing. It's not playing, it's a tune for us today. And so that leaves one more, which is Angel's Share. This is not the Angel's Share of by Kilian. It's the Angel's Share of Palmares. So Angel's Share, but it has the same, oh no, don't say this doesn't spray either. I can't get it out. Oh, this one's coming out now. Right, I've just sprayed it. Right, Angel's Share. It's the same idea with as Kilian, in that it's about the alcohol that goes off, evaporates, and therefore goes to the angels, as they like to say, or something like that. Anyway, so let's see what the notes are. I mean, this smells like it's got oud in it, which I don't think it does, but it smells like it has that similar oud to rasa in it. And yeah, therefore it is almost like cheesy, slightly barnyardy again. I don't recall this one having oud in it though, but maybe I'm wrong. Let's have a look, we'll see what the notes are. Warm morning sea air, Jamaica Blue Mountain single estate organic coffee, Jamaican honeysuckle fruit, pineapple guava, fleur de Jamaica ginger lily, night blooming jasmine, Jamaican and Dominican cigar, tobacco, Cambodian diamond, oud. Okay, yep, so there is oud in here, that makes sense. Bahamian, as in from the Bahamas, I don't know if I'm saying that right, ambergris, hint of earth, and through it all the sweet and intoxicating amber of molasses rum aged in Trelawney, Jamaica. So, did you get all that? I mean, this is rich. I find the oud slightly less palatable than the oud in rasa, because it smelt more cheesy. Although not so cheesy now, it's almost changed sort of quite quickly. Let's just catch up on your comments. Tim says, distracted by my cat, Bandit, farting in my face. The earthy rain smell is petrichor. Yeah, this smells like I'm picturing myself in an old library inside a mansion or a manor house that's hundreds of years old, and there's this dark mahogany furniture everywhere, and dusty bottles of cognac, crystal decanters maybe, but the window's open and the muck spreading outside. Yeah, this is definitely an oud fragrance. To me, at the moment, on paper, it's oud dominant, and I'm finding it difficult to pick out the coffee or, you know, too much else. But it's very evocative, and again, it is like that snapshot in time. So, but for me, it's like everything's there all at once, all in the same picture at once. So if you took, say, for example, Replica, who try to create a moment, or they try to create a place, don't they, by the fireside, or Whispers in the Library, and they try to evoke a certain place / moment. And with Replica, I feel like you get rather than just a snapshot, I feel like you get a film, you know, a journey, not just a snapshot, but hours spent at the beach or whatever. So gently changing, some things come, some things go. And it feels to me like everything's just there all at once. It's just like this big bombastic photograph, like in your face. It's very unusual, and this is not for me just because it's a bit funky and it's a bit, is it heavy? I'm sure on skin, on someone else, it would be quite nice. It's definitely not me though. It's just that it's quite funky. If you're into real ouds, I think you should check this house out. And I am certainly not qualified to talk about the ouds because I don't know anything about ouds. But yeah, so that was the last one because I couldn't get one of them to work. So sorry about that. And I haven't done the house any justice. They're, as I say, all natural, and I understand that the lady that creates them really kind of goes the extra mile to create the ingredients that goes into her perfumes, and I think that's fantastic. But there hasn't been one. I'll tell you what's missing. There is one. The one that I like the most. Oh, where is it? Have I dropped it? The one that I like the most, I didn't bring over, and that's I think it's called Venetian Flower or something like that. And that one I liked, and that's the one that Dan bought. So Dan from Wafts from the Loft, he actually bought I think it's Venetian Flower, and that was really pretty. Let's see, I'll read you the notes. I might as well get the notes up. Where are you, Venetian Flower, or similar, or Venice Flower, is it? No, Venetian Flower, there we go, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know where my sample is, but this is the one I like the most. I'm not going to be able to spray it. Real Venetian Flowers, a field blend of Plumeria, Gardenia, Tuberose, Rose, Picarque, Madagascar, jasmine, green guava, pineapple, guava leaf, all gathered and extracted from summers 2018 and 2020 with orris and ambergris, set in a cuvee of organic lychee and coconut alcohols. So that's something else to know about the this lady. She's actually a wine I'm not sure if she makes wine or if she is I'm not sure if she's a sommelier. Is it sommelier? Sommelier? The person that recommends wines to go with foods and stuff. I'm not quite sure, but she's basically a wine expert as well. And that's why she's using the word cuvée, which is used in the wine industry. And Venetian flower, excuse me, Venetian flower was my favourite. And funnily enough, I don't know if it's because of the name, but it did remind me a little bit of Tom Ford's Venetian bergamot. Is it Venetian bergamot? Yeah. Which is unusual. It's not the same, of course, and not at all, but there was just aspects of it that reminded me of it. So that one was the prettiest, most wearable for me, for my taste. But I did feel that the ones that I did try on my skin, they seemed to die off quite quickly. And for me, I just prefer my perfumes to hang around. I mean, I can't really completely say that they die. They all, you know, I didn't put them all on skin, but Venetian flower I did put on skin, and it did feel like it kind of like faded away very quickly. So for me, I probably won't buy anything, but I did think that they were really interesting. So that is Palmares. I'm running out of breath. Let's just have a little look on your comments. John says, thanks Claire, they did sound fascinating. I think you described them very well. I don't think I did, but thank you. John says, I can see why you like this one, Claire. Yeah, the notes are amazing. Sommelier, says Heather. She's a sommelier, yeah. Is Claire drinking squash? Yes, Heather, I am. It's like a blackcurrant type squash. Being good. Right then, so what else we've got here? Matt from Question Incence sent me 3 off of, is it Mayer Olfactive? I've actually got one of them on skin at the moment. Where did I put it? Where are you? Oh, there it is. I got 3 that Matt sent me from Mayer Olfactive. The one that sounded really, really up my street is called Sun Soaked, and I've got that on here, and yeah, it's really nice. I'm going to look it up on Fragrantica. So Mayer Olfactive, mixed media, so they use naturals and synthetics, and Sean is the owner and the perfume maker, the creator, and why can't I find it on here? I don't know if they're on Fragrantica either. Let's try Mayer. Mayer Olfactive. Right, okay. Now, where are you? I don't know if Sun Soaked is on here. I think that's the most recent one, Sun Soaked. Oh, come on. So I've got Orris Forest and Tempo Rubato. Yeah, so Sun Soaked isn't on Fragrantica. I remember from Matt's, I remember some of the notes from Matt's review of it, and I'm going to respray. I'm going to do the opening onto a bit of paper because this has been on here about half an hour to an hour. So we're going to do a spray on paper. So I do recall that this one has a Tunisian neroli, and I can't remember anything else, but it smells to me like it's quite a lot of orris in here, and definitely greenness in the opening. So I don't know if it's galbanum or something else. It's quite green, but sweet. There's a sweetness to it. Maya is near Heather, says Tara. Tony says, I tried Orris Forest, found it fascinating, but I was confused as to if I would like to wear it or not. John says, Neroli is all we need to know. I don't know if this is... This has this boozy feel to it, and it also reminds me a little... It's reminding me of something, and initially in my head I was thinking it's reminding me of vomit, which it's not. There is so I think what there is something slightly medicinal in here that's making me think of childhood medicines, which is in turn making me think of vomit. It doesn't smell like vomit, but there is something that's kind of what's the word? It's not exactly acidic. It's kind of... No, it's totally reminding me of something from childhood. It's really unusual. I thought I saw something. It's just a shadow. It's just a shadow, don't worry. So, I haven't got the notes. Let's see if I can find it. But when I smelt it, I felt like it smelled a little bit like a Francesca Bianchi creation. And Francesca Bianchi has such a unique signature. But if you'd have sent this to me with no label on it, I would assume it was something from Francesca Bianchi. It has, I don't know if it's because it feels like it's got quite a lot of orris in it. And it's kind of reminding me a little bit of Tiger and a little bit of her latest Luxe Calm Volupte. And I don't really know why. But yeah, so you've got this bright, fresh, orangey, green, yet orange, sweet yet bitter feel to it. And let's find these notes. So you've got Neroli Narcissus. So Narcissus, if you actually smell Narcissus Absolute away from it being in a perfume, it's really quite, it's actually kind of hard to like, I think. It's not as pretty as smelling daffodils. It's quite green, and I wonder if that's what's giving this the greenery, although it might be the neroli as well, or probably both. Oh, it's got black currant bud, orange bigarade, so that's a bitter orange, chamomile. Yeah, chamomile is kind of a weird note. That might be that medicinal childhood memory, actually, because obviously I mean, we would cut ourselves, and our parents had this chamomile stuff that they would put on. Texas cedar and amber. But to me, this smells like it's got orris in it, particularly on skin. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we would mention it if it was in there, because it's such an important and precious note. So maybe it's not in there, but it does feel like it has orris. And it does make me think about Francesca Bianchi perfumes. And it's really good. It's really, really nice. There is something, it's almost like sweets as well in there. There's a couple of childhood memories in here. Sweets, and yeah, like the sort of sweets I'm talking about are those chalky, powdery, kind of like, you used to get bracelets and you could eat, so the sweets would be strung on a bend, what do you call it? Elastic. Sweets would be strung on an elastic, and it might look like a watch or a bracelet. So you might, if it was a watch one, you'd have like a big square powdery yellow face with a like some, you know, to make it look like a watch, and you'd be able to just bite the sweets off of your wrist. And it's kind of reminding me of those chalky powdery sweets. Yeah, it's really, really interesting. I think it's really good, and definitely worth checking out. But there is this medicinal feel to it that is possibly the chamomile. Chamomile, I didn't like chamomile when I smelt it in the Gucci, was it Odeur? Dune Odeur? I can't remember, the green bottle, the Gucci designer release. I didn't enjoy that. and I can kind of see that I can now see that this has something in common with that. So I think there is this medicinal feel in here that might not be appreciated by everyone. And I'm not 100% certain that I would love it. You know, I might find it challenging at times, but it's really interesting and really good. Really like it. And yeah, on skin after half an hour, I'm not picking up that sort of sour thing or that medicinal thing. And it's more powdery and earthy with a little bit of the orangey neroli-ness left. So yes, I think that's a really good one. And let's see what you're all saying. Okay, Heather says Maya Olfactive is all over the bridge, really close to me. Oh, that's cool. Heather says I have the Le Madame Chutois by Sean Mayer. Okay, any good? John says you've sold it, Claire, neroli and vomit. Yeah, I have a way of doing that. John says Narcissus can actually go very indolic, a little vomity, very pooey. Can't it? Love Narcissus. So I see. I absolutely love the scent of daffodils. Not all daffodils have a scent. Some do. And if you catch a breeze, if you're walking past a ton of daffodils and the breeze lifts the scent up into your nose, it is amazing. It's so beautiful. But actual real Narcissus Absolute is very, very intense and green and dirty. But I think used in moderation by a knowledgeable perfumer, it's quite a beautiful material and super expensive, very, very expensive. Lisa's here. Hello, Lisa. She says, don't forget to hit the like button for our Claire, please. Thanks, Lisa. 12 Pretty Things is here. She says, hello from Virginia. Hey, 12 Pretty Things. Tony says, chamomile on chickenpox could be a childhood memory. Yeah, oh, yes, absolutely. I totally had it. Still remember just that insane itching all over. Awful. So Heather says, I enjoy the Madame Chutois, but it's got Cambodian oud in it, better for colder weather. Okay. Right then, what have we got left? So we're going to do the one that Tony mentioned, which is the Orris Forest. So this one, I do recall how I feel about this one. And I recall my first impressions, and then I recall my impressions once it had a few moments to dry down, and they differ. Oh, there we go. Right, so Orris Forest, I already knew that, well, I knew this was going to be one way or the other, because A, I love Orris, B, I don't really love forests. Now, I love forests, okay, I love real life forests, but I don't really love foresty smells in perfume. I don't dislike them, they just don't do it for me. Like, I don't want to wear foresty, you know, things that smell of green leaves and trees and earth. They don't offend me in any way, shape or form, but they just don't. They generally, I think they're not sweet enough for my taste. That's probably what it is. And they generally go a bit green, and I just don't tend to enjoy green stuff. So Orris Forest, I had this feeling I'm probably not going to love it, or I might like aspects of it and not like other aspects of it. And let's see what I actually think. I'll tell you what, we'll get the notes. We'll get the notes, because this is This is an unusual one, and I can totally see where Tony's coming from in what he said. He doesn't quite know what to make of it and whether he wants to wear it. So this one came out this year, and where's the notes? Come on, come on. Lots of notes, right? Orris, lavender, cassis, violet leaf, fig leaf, juniper, oak moss, patchouli, coriander, pine tree, cumin, and black pepper. So when I look at that note listing, I can guess I might not love it because there's nothing really sweet or resinous in there that's going to help me to cut through the green or whatever. So obviously it's going to be a bit spicy, a bit green, and you've got lavender as well. So it's almost like a fougere, I guess, because you've got cumin, lavender, oak moss, patchouli. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, right, let's see. It's unusual. It's really unusual. So it does smell peppery and aromatic and green. So violet leaf is a violety green, sometimes ozonic type scent. I can kind of see that, and the pine tree, I can totally see that as well. It's got that, the way that pine can be a little, what's the word? Almost like eucalyptus, like mentholated, a touch mentholated. I think it's really interesting, but I wouldn't wear this one. And then what I found was when it dried down, so I was really impressed with it. But then when it started to dry down, something happened, and I quite disliked it, and I don't know what was the cause of that. But to be fair, these, apart from the orris, none of these notes really do it for me. I quite like pepper as a, like, you know how you use pepper on food, like a little bit of a touch. I like a little touch of pepper in fragrances. But yeah, all of these notes, apart from the orris, just, they're quite low on my list of notes I like. So this is really interesting. I can smell the lavender now. I can smell the pepper. Definitely lots of different sort of green and aromatic nuances to it. And I don't really get the orris at the moment. I think I did a bit more on skin. So yeah, this one's not for me. But I think if you like green, aromatic, slightly spicy, but spicy in a green way, then you might like this. But this didn't work for me, even though I think it's good. It's just not my thing. So then we've got one more from Sean here. So Lisa's just apologising for her lateness. You don't have to apologise. Busy cooking a batch of food for my pup. How sweet. Sherry's here. Hi Claire. This is the first live sniffing I've caught from the States and enjoying it. Have a great vacation later this month. Thank you, Sherry. It's good to see you. Right, so we're going to do Tempo Rubato, which is takes its influence from jazz music. And we'll let that settle on the paper, and then I'll have so Lisa says ordered a sample of Luxe Calm Volupte from Francesca Bianchi's website a couple of days ago. Excited to get it. Be good to know what you think of it, Lisa. And let's see then, let's find Tempo Rubato on here. Right, where are you? Here we are. So this one has galbanum, narcissus, petitgrain, musk, apricot, plum, neroli, orange blossom, rose, jasmine, orris root, benzoin and leather. So there's a good selection of notes there that I actually do love. I love musk if it's fairly clean. Orange blossom, rose, jasmine, orris, benzoin. I love all of that. Very much enjoy petitgrain. So this one has a much better chance of me liking it than the last one. Galbanum, I don't enjoy it. I don't hate, I just don't enjoy it. It's kind of dry and green to me. I can smell the galbanum. At the moment, that's the main note that I can smell. That it might be because I'm sensitive to it, or it might just be because it's the biggest note, or the top, or more of a top note. But I can smell some sweetness coming through. This one's really complex. There's quite a lot going on in here. Needs to go on skin. Right, we're going to go on skin with this one. Where are you? Where did I put it? Right, here we go. Right, let me go on there. Right, we're going to go on skin with this because it needs it. It needs it. It's only fair. Give that a second, and I'm going to lubricate. That's almost like a coffee type smell to it. There's definitely no coffee note. That's really interesting. So on skin, way better. It's just a deeper feeling to it, and the different nuances of the other notes are coming through, as well as the galbanum. So on paper, the galbanum was a bit too dominant for me. I can smell the galbanum, but it's almost like, yeah, like I say, I feel like there's coffee, which is not a listed note. I can smell something clean. Maybe it's petitgrain. Petitgrain is the leaves and twigs of the orange tree. So that can be green. It could also be orangey. It could also be woody. And I think I'm feeling that mixing with the galbanum. This is really nice. Definitely needs time on the skin to see how these notes develop. So I'm kind of excited to smell the florals come through, to get some of the orris. This has a freshness to it. So this one, at the moment, the way it feels right now, would be a really great spring summer fragrance. Yeah, it's got this clean, and there's no aldehydes listed, but it wouldn't surprise me if there's a little bit of aldehyde in here. Yeah, I think it might have aldehydes in it, but not the sharp fizzy aldehydes of Chanel No. 5, but the kind of aldehydes that smell a little bit like clean laundry and or soap. So it's a touch on the soapy side. Yeah, musky. So you again, I'm thinking clean laundry musk. You got musk note. Soapy, yeah, definitely a bit soapy. In a good way. I don't always love soapy fragrances. A tiny hint of smoke coming through. So there's a leather note. Leather can be achieved with different things, sometimes birch tar. So I'm wondering if there's a touch of birch tar, because birch tar is quite smoky. I feel like I'm getting a little bit of a smoky birch tar like note coming through, which is, it sounds like it wouldn't work with a soapy, clean-ish fragrance, but it's only a very subtle hint of it coming through. It's a very interesting fragrance. It's not my usual style at the moment, however, I like it. So if I was to rank the three that I've tried, Sun Soaked's definitely number one for me. But Tempo Rubato, it comes in quite a close second, because it's really interesting. Yeah, so I'm going to get to know these a bit better and see how I get on. Let's see now what we're saying here. Someone is saying goodbye. Who is that? That's Tony. Better go finish. Frag fam Wednesday. Lovely surprise to see you on Claire. Night everyone. Night Tony. Great to see you. Thanks for joining in. John says not a huge pettigrain lover, goes bitter on me. Yeah, pettigrain definitely has bitterness, as does neroli. Usually I think they pair quite well, neroli and pettigrain. Sometimes I can't necessarily tell them apart, but they seem to blend really well. But I guess they come from the same tree, don't they? Time to Musk Up says neroli is a note I can't stand if it's heavy-handed. Lisa says, oh, I don't like soapy at all. Heather says freckled and beautiful has neroli in it. I still need to try that, Heather. I will try and see if I can sample that. There's enough shops around that do stock those fragrances. So yeah, I must look out for that one because it's such a cute name, freckled and beautiful. It's so cute. And I know it's one of your favourites. Oh, Tempo Rubato is getting really interesting, but I still feel like I'm getting coffee from it. Not like it's a full-on coffee, but almost like the steam from a black coffee. So think of the texture as the texture, the moisture, the heat, and then just that hint of the coffee all at once. Yeah, it's really interesting. It's not coming off particularly floral at the moment with all those florals listed. It's more green and then this kind of like coffee steam effect. And a little bit of a fruity feel at the same time. Really, really interesting. Tempo Rubato. Okay. I'm getting a bit tired, so I'm probably going to call it quits in a minute and see if I've got anything else. No, I think I'm done. I think it's time for my bedtime. I've got a to-do list for tomorrow, and then I'm back to work on Thursday. So I'm actually going to try and have a productive day tomorrow, because sometimes I struggle to get out of bed, and then even when I manage to get out of bed, I struggle to get anything done. So I've actually written the to-do list tonight to keep me motivated to get on with the bits and pieces I've got to do. So I think I'm going to call it quits and go to beddy buys. So thank you everyone so much for joining me tonight, and I will catch you all very, very soon. Much love. Take care of yourselves.